Bella Vista Designs is Southern California's premier audio and visual company, specializing in decorative lighting, draping, and sound for your upcoming wedding or event. Happy 2015, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Fun Sparkle Drama. I'm your host, Nico Cervantes, and this is my amazing, fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous again, co-host Nina LaFuente. Hello.
Hi, honey.
Look at, we're still here. They haven't kicked us out yet.
I know, 2015. Let's see how the year
I would have
goes.
kicked my ass out.
Oh my gosh. No, it's good.
Yeah.
New year,
New year.
2015.
Thank God, right?
Right. I was ready to say bye to 14.
I know.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
like, well, especially at the end of the year, I really feel like you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like reflect on all the positive stuff. You just
Yeah.
like, you're like, oh, this year, all the crap.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of good things too that happened. So
I know. I was doing this thing on the last day of the year because we went out that night for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this is the last time I'll be sweeping my front porch of 2014. Oh, this is the last. I was having all these like last of 2014 moments, which I've never done.
Did you think it was like the apocalypse?
I don't know. I've never done that, but it was really funny. And then we went out and had a great time.
We did. We had an amazing time.
And then I was done. Like
Yeah.
I left at midnight. Like
It was 12:03, and I was in the middle of a conversation with you. I gave you a hug, Happy New Year's, and literally I turned around and all I did was see the back of that fur you were wearing with your hair, and you were like out of there. It was like
My
12:04. You were
vintage
downstairs
Jordache.
in the Uber, done.
done. Yeah.
And seat.
Yeah. And I was home in bed, had a great time. So.
Well, not only is it 2015, but it's also my year anniversary of therapy.
Yay.
I know. Did I get applause for that? So a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to be a hot mess anymore, and I signed myself up for therapy, and it has been such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Like, therapy is awesome.
Yeah.
And it, like, I don't know why it took me so long to get here.
Yeah. Well, people go to therapy when they're ready, you know? And like, and as
Yeah.
your best friend, I love that you're in therapy. Well, because it gives us like more like perspectives to talk about. But I can
Yeah.
see like a really positive change in you. And I think, I think everybody should go to therapy at least once, just to kind of,
Yeah.
it's nice to have that, like that person who's not in your everyday life that can really just give you some perspective from a professional standpoint. And some people like to go to their church or another type of therapy. I think any type is good as long as it's positive and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, and it's not people that know that are gonna like, tell you how wonderful you are and tell you how great you are or not
Yeah.
tell you the truth. Like, it's
Right.
a person that can stand back and be all, no,
Right.
that was a really crappy decision.
Right, totally. And I think too, in Santa Barbara, there's so many services here. Like, you can pay $200 an hour and go to a great, educated, PhD in this
Yeah.
and that. But you can also go to like New Beginnings or one of these smaller places where people are getting their licenses, and it's like $30 an hour, a sliding scale. So I think there's like
Yeah.
no reason that no one should go if
No,
you need help.
to me, it's like water.
Right.
Like, you need it.
Yeah.
It's like
Totally.
food, water, therapy. Like, everyone should be in therapy. It's been like a really great experience for me
Yeah.
in general. Like,
Yeah.
regardless, and it's so funny because I thought I was going to therapy to like talk about everything that happened in my, like, before my 20s.
Right.
But really, it's how that affects where you are now.
Right, like what happened to you in Starbucks.
Exactly.
Or what happened to you like waiting in line at the movies and how,
Yeah,
that
and how you
played
get all
into
bent out
it.
of shape about it, how you react to things.
Totally.
So you have a funny therapy
Oh
story
my gosh.
though. So
Okay, so I
share it.
went to start seeing a therapist, and the first time you go, you have to tell them everything, and so we have this great intake. And I went back for the next appointment, and she didn't show up. Like, she totally forgot about me, and it felt like a Woody Allen movie because I was like, "How can your therapist not show up?" And it was a mistake, but I think that was kind of a bad mistake to make for a therapist, and it was pretty
totally.
funny though. So I definitely saw the humor in it, and then I went and got a different therapist because
I know.
I don't know,
But
trust issues.
I know, but totally, right? Like, they're just not going to show up. It's like, that's why we go to therapy.
Right,
For all the people that
right.
don't show up in our lives,
Yeah,
too.
and bless her heart, she's a wonderful therapist, I'm sure, but it just wasn't a good
Doesn't
match.
sound that wonderful to me. Okay.
All right. But so 2015 is about working on ourselves.
Yeah, working ourselves and just like some positive energy. And it's
Right.
always nice. Like, a lot of people, especially like, I've been on Facebook and I see what people are saying about resolutions,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like kind of doubting. Like, there's a lot of like GIFs or MIFs. What are those things called? The memes people are doing those
Oh,
little
I
like.
don't understand, and I don't know what a bae is either. I can't.
Bae is like your your bae is like your boyfriend, right?
I thought it was someone that you were
We've got
cheating
some
on
kids in
with.
the audience. The bae is like your boyfriend. It's like your boyfriend. Is it like your hookup? I would think it's like your
I
booty
thought it was
call
like a-
kind of pre-boyfriend.
We gotta figure it out
Yeah.
because I am confused.
We
That
totally
and
do.
memes.
The memes and the gifs or gifs. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But anyway, the
could
point
go
is
on
that
for
everyone is
hours.
negative on, but there's all these gifs about negativity on resolutions. And I'm like, really? That's my favorite part about New Year's is like starting over and
Right.
setting goals. Sorry. And everything else. So I feel like it was so weird that people are so negative about it. I think it's a positive thing. Set your resolutions, set your goals, and get your shit together. And, and here's to a positive 2015.
I'll drink anything to that.
We have an awesome guest today, by the way.
I know. I'm so excited.
Miss Jamie Chamberlin is here. She's an opera singer and a musical theater performer, and
She's beautiful.
she's gorgeous and amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
really excited she's here. So
Her voice is amazing, and this is like she's a gift that
I know
she's here.
we're gonna have to invite her to go to karaoke with us.
Oh no
Well,
way! She's like
We'll
the
do
best
backup.
singer.
No, we can
Oh my
totally
God.
do backup. She's an amazing singer, and she's also going to perform for us. So, without further ado, we are going to welcome Miss Jamie Chamberlin to the stage, everyone. Let's give her a round of applause. Jamie, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are awesome.
Thank you. So are you. I'm
Well-
a huge fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I have something to admit to you.
Tell me.
So, when I was in 6th grade, we did a class, like a field trip, to go see San Marcos High School's version of South Pacific. I was in 6th grade. It was like
South
you guys did those
Pacific.
daytime shows for the elementary
You were
school
in
kids.
6th grade. That's so adorable because I was in high school and that's rude.
Yeah, right. Sorry. No. Anyway, we went to the show, and you were playing Bloody Mary, which is one of my favorite South Pacific characters. I'm a
Yes.
huge theater geek, by the way, you guys. So I love South Pacific, and Bloody Mary is like the best part about.
The best part, the
And
comedic
here you are,
relief.
this like petite white girl playing Bloody Mary, who's supposed to be black, by the way. But you were turning it out.
It was so inappropriate.
And I loved it. I didn't really know who you were then, but I loved you. And then I went and saw Hello, Dolly. And at that time, I knew I wanted to do theater, high school theater. It was a big deal for me. But we were trying to figure out if I was going to go to Santa Barbara or San Marcos.
Yes.
And so my parents went and took me to Hello, Dolly. You were in Hello, Dolly. And you played Dolly.
Yes.
And literally, that was my decision to go to San Marcos after I saw you perform.
Oh my God.
You were so freaking fabulous.
That is amazing.
I just sat there in the audience, and I was in 8th grade. So I remembered, and I always read the bios when I went to see a show, the playbill.
The little bios.
I would
what did you
literally,
do in
I
it?
would I wouldn't read them until I got home after the show.
Oh,
And I would
yeah.
pick my favorite character of the show, and then I'd read the bio. And it's kind of like fangirl obsessed over it, because that was my thing. Like, I wasn't really huge. Like, I love Madonna. I loved all the performance, like, pop singers.
Me too.
But I was a huge theater geek.
Yes.
So, but anyway,
I
and so
love
were you.
it. Thank you.
So your high school experience.
Those were special moments for me in my life because Bloody Mary was my first lead at San Marcos. I came in my sophomore year. I got to do Bloody Mary that year, and it was kind of a mezzo-y role. And mezzo, okay, so I'm an opera singer.
It's
so,
education.
right.
Educate the children, darling, that's what I say.
I'm a soprano, so I sing in the higher register, but a mezzo soprano is the lower of the female voices. So that was a lower role, and I started singing kind of as a belter, a musical theater belter, and I still do that to this day.
And that's what I love.
Thank goodness, because
Yeah.
that's what I love too. But my mom said something really sweet to me after I sang Bali High, which was her big song in that show.
Yeah.
My mom said, that performance was as close to perfect as you could have gotten. And I was like, Mom, I'm like 14,
Yeah.
or 15, that was amazing. And she was a singer, and a beautiful singer. Like, my mom has the most beautiful voice in the world.
And she was a single mom too, right?
Yes, she was a single mom.
So she sat there and supported you.
Oh my gosh, she was
Tell me about that.
amazing. Yeah, I grew up here in Santa Barbara, downtown Santa Barbara. My mom is a single mom. She was the manager of the Moby Dick on the wharf for
Love
many
it.
years, and then she
Love.
was like head of food services in Goleta. But I had my grandma, my Greek grandma, growing up until I was 14, and a huge extended Greek family. My nuna, who's my aunt, aunts and uncles, and it was really fun.
And I think like being Greek too, it's very
Oh
much
my
like being
God.
Mexican.
Please.
That we're like very celebratory.
Yes, everything's a celebration, and everything is food.
Yeah, right? I know. No, the
Oh
same with
my
us, the same
gosh.
with us. So tell me a little bit, the moment that you realized, I think every performer has that moment when they realize that this is what they need to do. Not what they want to do,
Yeah.
not what they have to do, but what they need to do.
Yeah.
What was that moment for you?
I mean, I don't know if it was a specific moment, but like, I just remember in school, in second grade and stuff, when we would get up and do our reports in front of the audience, I would feel so great because I'd do little voices for all the characters, and everybody'd start laughing. It would just like egg me on, and I really like to hear people laughing, and I like to be the reason why they're laughing or the reason why they're happy, or
And not being afraid of making, like, you know, making fun of yourself too.
No, oh gosh, I am a total ham. I don't care. Like,
Yeah, you're
who
gorgeous.
cares?
You're amazing. So that was that. So you just like remember those moments of like always being. Was there a performance in particular that you saw that you were like, okay, this is.
I would see my mom because my mom did like Santa Barbara Civic Light Opera and community theater. She did stuff at SBCC, and I saw her as the mother in Fiddler on the Roof when I was in like 6th or 7th grade,
Yeah.
and then as Fräulein Schneider in Cabaret. And it was so amazing to like see her on the stage. And
I saw that production of Cabaret, by the way.
Okay, that
Love
was
it.
a great production.
And Cabaret is your favorite
Cabaret
musical,
is
right?
my favorite musical.
Well, it's my favorite musical too, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, totally. I saw it 3 times
What are
in
we
New
singing
York.
right now? Oh,
No, 3 times
new
in New York.
one?
Yeah. No, but back before
back
it was,
in the
yeah.
day.
So I saw Natasha Richardson do it.
Okay.
I saw Leah Thompson do it, and I saw Gina Gershon do it. And I'm a huge Showgirls fan, so that was-
of course you are. Know me.
Yeah, so sing me a little cabaret, because I need my cabaret right now that I know.
Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Fremde, étranger, stranger.
I'm like getting goosebumps, because that's...
Glücklich zu sehen, je suis enchantée. Happy to see you, bleibe, reste, stay.
Oh, yes! Yes!
This is like cabaret.
Right,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm in cabaret
I
right
am
now.
like totally like I would love the MCU. I saw that character as a kid, and then watching Alan Cumming do it.
Oh, was it insane?
Incredible.
I can't even imagine. I want to see it really bad, but I don't like New York.
You don't like New York?
I don't like.
Why don't you like New York? I have to know this.
It's just not my vibe. I don't know how to describe it. It's not my vibe. I'm total Cali girl at heart.
Yeah.
That was a really big struggle being an opera singer, and I didn't realize that I didn't really care for New York and the weather and the atmosphere, and I didn't realize that until a little bit later in my career, because everyone was like, "Aren't you gonna go to New York?"
Yeah.
And then I just decided, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna make a life for myself here.
Well,
I love it here.
And the great thing about it nowadays, there's everything you need in New York is in LA. Like it's grown and it's amazing, and there's so much to do there, and so much. And a lot of those Broadway shows who audition, they will hold an audition in LA too for people, which is awesome. So you don't have to fly
I mean,
back
if I
and forth.
had a
like,
job,
oh,
I would go there.
Yeah.
But like to hoof it as a struggling artist on the streets in New York,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
an apartment that's
with
about the size of
no
my desk.
car. Can we talk about like?
Yeah.
They don't have cars in New York.
I know.
Hello, like what is this?
So you're in.
They do, but
you're in LA. I know. You have to be really rich to have a car.
You have to schlep all your
yeah,
stuff
in a cab.
Oh, how rude.
Anyway, that's another story. But so you have made a life for yourself in LA.
Yes.
You're amazing. So
a
tell me
blessing.
about your opera career and how you got started in that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, in a weird way, even though my mom was an opera singer, I fell into opera. I wanted to do musical theater, and I don't know, I went to UCLA. I started with my voice teacher there, and she was a great influence on me. And we discovered that I had all this like upper high notes and range, and a lot of coloratura, which means fast moving notes. I can sing like really fast phrases. And I started getting hired. And like after I was done with my bachelor's at UCLA, I got hired by the LA Opera in the chorus. And then I made my solo debut, and then I got a gig with the LA Phil, and I made my solo debut the first season of the Disney Hall.
No way.
Singing the song that Esa-Pekka Salonen, who was the conductor of the LA Phil, at that time, he wrote a piece called Wing on Wing that was the piece that sort of dedicated the hall, which was about the architecture that Frank Gehry did when he built the hall, and I sang the solo in that piece. Like, it was amazing.
So,
yeah, I've been able to just do a million things, and it's been really neat, and it's been a total struggle, and I had a period where I stopped singing for a while because I ended up getting chronic tonsillitis, and I needed to have my tonsils removed, and it was hugely stressful, and
I can't imagine.
I had to start over, and I'm like kind of on the other side of starting over now, where things are starting to pick up again. After I took a 2-year hiatus, like at 30 years old, and that was not cute.
Well, here, I know it's not cute, but like, you know, here it is now.
But
you
it's
got,
like
you got through that, because
Survivor.
I know dancers, I know singers that like injure themselves, and they really just stop.
Yeah.
Like, they don't kind of, you know, adapt.
Yeah,
so
you
to
get
speak.
it. I mean, you get it if you're a performer. You get it, like when you lose your ability, you're like, can I even handle doing this anymore? Because if my livelihood is coming from this one, you know, these folds of tissue in my throat, right? And it's not working, like, do I need to find something else to do?
That's
it was
really
stressful,
scary.
but I stayed.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that after this clip. And I want to pronounce it right.
Oh, yes.
It's called La Sonambule.
Oh, La Sonambula. Very
Bula.
good.
Bule.
The sleepwalker. La Sonambula creme brulee.
Yeah.
La Sonambula means the sleepwalker
Okay,
in
yeah, tell the children.
Italian. But this is a piece, it's in English, and it's by a great composer named Mark Abel, and I sing on a CD of his song cycles, and it's available on Delos Records, and it came out last year, and we got some really nice
Give him a little
reviews.
RuPaul wink. It's available.
It's available, and it's available for instant download on
yeah.
iTunes. It's called Terrain of the Heart, Song Cycles of Mark Abel.
Perfect. So we're going to cut to that, and let's do it.
The trees of a forest arch and bend, but do not break. I can believe for the first time there is grace and peace in store for me, at the end of the pathway there is a door, the door we will walk through together into the most beautiful weather. This is my prayer.
Honey, you were serving some drama in that clip.
It's so dramatic.
It
well,
was.
This is like it's a new genre of song. It's like a fusion of classical song, and there's some jazz influences, and it's
like
it's
it.
really neat. This is like new music. This is like new classical music.
And how cool is it? Do they call it neoclassical? Is that what they call it
Well,
now? 'Cause
no,
They do
I
a
mean-
ballet that's kind of neoclassical now.
I call it just new music.
New
that's,
music.
That's just what I call it.
Fresh and called new music.
Okay.
So I want to really talk about, because you're playing a role of a person who I love.
We all
and
do.
at Long Beach Opera, right?
Yes.
And so you're playing Marilyn Monroe in the new opera about her life.
Yes.
That is awesome.
I get to portray Marilyn Monroe in Marilyn Forever at Long Beach Opera. It's in March. And it's an opera by Gavin Bryars, and he's a British composer.
Oh.
And it's in English, and a lady named Marilyn Monroe wrote the libretto, which are the words to the opera. And it kind of takes an introspective look into the night that she died. So it takes place in her home, and it flashes back, and there's actually there's another Marilyn. So there's two of us portraying Marilyn, and it's another colleague of mine, a wonderful mezzo named Danielle Bond. And so we're gonna have a lot of fun sort of interacting and being the different facets of Marilyn, and there's gonna be flashbacks of her, and there's gonna be really intense moments of what she might have been feeling before she decided to take her life. And this opera does take the opinion that she took her life.
Because a lot of hardcore Marilyn Monroe
Right.
fans think that she was killed.
Right.
And,
Like Kennedy's, all that, like what? I don't know.
I know, but I love Marilyn Monroe because, first of all, she was so risque at the time, which I loved, but she was so
Scandal.
complicated, and she was like the smart, dumb blonde.
Oh my gosh, she was so smart. And
Yeah.
this is what I'm really have learned about her in preparing for the role, and even preparing to audition. I did a lot of work just in the audition process. I really, really wanted the role. And she really knew exactly what she was doing. It was very calculated. All of her, the makeup took 2 hours, And,
I'm sure.
And
She was painted for the gold.
Exactly. It was just all specifically calculated to be a certain way, and she really longed for acceptance of who she really was.
Yeah.
And no one actually knew who, the real Norma Jean was, and this opera really explores that, and it's really complex, and it's wonderful, and I'm
I can't
so
wait.
excited.
I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah.
Because I've always loved her, and I grew up with her movies. We were a huge musical theater family too,
Yeah.
so we would play music. And so, what is your favorite Marilyn Monroe movie?
Probably Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, of course, with the iconic "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best
Yeah.
Friend" scene, which I'm
Yes.
going to sing
I
later.
know I'm so excited.
But then there's this other weird movie called Niagara, where she's like plotting to kill her husband with her lover, which I love for some reason. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
'cause
a
it's
weird
drama.
Hitchcock-esque movie.
Did Hitchcock direct it?
I don't think he did, though. I
Yeah.
think it's like kind of
In that era.
in the style. It's sort of like an homage.
I'm gonna have to Netflix that one
It's
because
really, I
I love
that
stuff
one.
like that. I
And
love drums.
Yeah, I love her.
So what does the future hold for Miss Jamie Chamberlin?
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, here you are. You've gone through this amazing journey and already
Amazing.
have an amazing career. So
Gosh.
what role do you want to play? Tell me everything that you want to accomplish
Oh my gosh.
in your career or the goals.
Well, my ultimate life goal of all time is always happiness and being happy in who
Yeah.
I am. That is like the number one thing. Everything else is like a bonus.
Yeah.
And I'm in a wonderful relationship. I feel really happy and fulfilled with that. And my career is going really well right now. I would like to do more stuff. So I think maybe I'm going to work on getting an agent next, because I've done all this without an agent.
That's
So-
incredible. I mean, that's really incredible. Like, you're a
I feel
hustler.
like I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny when you are, and sometimes people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like, I want to tell these young kids, these young theater kids,
yeah.
these young performers, I want to say, like, hang in there.
Yeah.
Wait, why do you have to do everything by the time you're 23?
Oh my gosh, it's so, yeah. I mean,
like, come on, people, hang in there, because
Yes.
you're not able to really receive all that yumminess and all that success until you are our age.
I love that. And your 30s, oh my gosh, my 30s have been such like an amazing, and I sound so corny, but like it's really been a journey to discover myself and to really feel comfortable with who I am, every aspect of who I am.
I
just
love that.
Couldn't be better.
Well, before we leave,
Yes.
what is the role that you want to play before you die?
I would like to, for opera, I would like to sing Violetta in La Traviata by Verdi, which
it.
is one of my favorite operas. And for musical theater, I think I would like to play Evita.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
Did you like Madonna's portrayal of Evita? You didn't?
Well, I didn't think she had the vocal chops, but I
Yeah.
love Madonna.
But I thought her acting was pretty good.
Her acting was good, but like, I grew up on Patti LuPone.
Yeah,
Hello.
I know.
Okay.
So, Jamie, I can't even handle it anymore. 'cause
I can't handle it.
I need you to sing for me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, for realsies thing.
Let's do it.
And so I'm going to welcome to the stage, darling, Miss Jamie Chamberlin, and she's singing one of my favorite Marilyn Monroe songs, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
Here's my wardrobe change. The French are glad to die for love. They delight in fighting duels, but I prefer a man who lives and gives expensive jewels. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat, or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old, and we all lose our charms in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Cartier, Black Star, Frost Gorman. Talk to me, Harry Winston. Tell me all about it. There may come a time when a lass needs a lawyer, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. There may come a time when a hard-boiled employer thinks you're awful nice, but get that ice or else no dice. He's your guy when stocks are high, but beware when they start to descend. It's then that those louses go back to their spouses. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I've heard of affairs that are strictly platonic, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. And they say affairs that you must keep Masonic are better bets. If little pets get big baguettes, time rolls on and youth is gone, and you can't straighten up when you bend. But stiff back or stiff knees, you stand straight at Tiffany's. Diamonds, diamonds. I don't mean rhinestones, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh my gosh, Judy, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Kiss.
my dear.
Wow, you're amazing. And Miss Nina, thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to Fun Sparkle Drama. I am your host, Nico Cervantes, and I will see you next time.